Hey Mira,
Hey Sabrina,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Really excited for lunch today. I know we're gonna go out for some quesadillas, so
That's what's getting me through the day
all
today.
right.
So excited.
Yeah, awesome. So our listeners all know me as the host of PS Weekly, but Mira's been working behind the scenes to produce the show, and we're so lucky to have her. She helps to edit, gather tape, record, and she's what's known around here as our compass.
That is that is my nickname.
Yeah, for sure. And so, listeners, you know that our organization, The Bell, is really passionate about and committed to promoting youth journalism.
Definitely.
And a couple weeks ago, Chalkbeat New York published an article about youth journalism in New York City. Well, specifically, the lack of journalism opportunities for young people.
Mhm.
So, Mira, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so basically the Chalkbeat article reported a really shocking statistic. According to a recent study conducted by journalism professor at Baruch College, Gene Belton, only around 1 in 4 New York City public schools has a student newspaper or news site.
Wow. It doesn't totally surprise me. My high school didn't have one, but seeing the hard numbers, it really does hit different.
Really does. Not only that, according to the report, more than 3/4 of the schools with the highest concentrations of white and Asian American students have newspapers, while just 8% of schools with high concentrations of black students and 16% of those with larger shares of Latino students do. So not only do the majority of schools lack newspapers, but black and brown students in New York City public schools disproportionately lack access.
Right. And maybe some people would think that school newspapers aren't that important, but think about it. With today's journalism industry struggling to attract readers and battle fake news, it's really important that we cultivate the next generation of journalists to do this essential work.
And that starts in high school.
Exactly. Mira, do you know how New York City compares to the rest of the country when it comes to journalism opportunities for young people?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's difficult to tell, and more research needs to be done. But one study from 2011 found that around 2/3 of American public high schools have student newspapers. Obviously, that was a good 10 years ago, but these numbers do indicate that New York City is lagging pretty far behind when it comes to providing journalism education. We're digging into this issue now with some of our Miseducation interns, and we'll have deeper reporting out in the spring.
So, Mira, for today's episode, you interviewed one of our Miseducation interns, Denisse Marino.
That's right. Denisse was actually featured in the Chalkbeat article, so I thought I'd ask her to share her experience of writing for her school's newspaper for the podcast. An article she wrote actually led to a policy change at her school, which is amazing and really shows to me the power of student journalism.
Nice. Can't wait to hear it. Take it away.
Can you start by introducing yourself?
I'm Denisse Marino. I'm a senior, and I go to Leadership and Public Service High School.
So, a couple weeks ago, Chalkbeat New York published an article about the lack of journalism opportunities for students in New York City public schools. You were one of the 3 students who were featured in this article. So today I wanted to talk to you about your experience on your school's newspaper. Specifically, the Chalkbeat piece shared an anecdote about an article you wrote earlier this year for your newspaper, Lead News.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So I was actually thinking we could start by having you read the headline and the first couple paragraphs of the article.
The one that I wrote?
Yeah, the one that you wrote.
Okay. So the article it's called Seniors Express Frustration Over Lack of Trips. And I started off with Leadership and Public Service High School. Seniors are frustrated by the lack of field trips they are experiencing this school year. For more than a year, the class of 2023 have been expressing their frustration and have asked their teachers, counselors, and as the assistant principal, the dean, and the person in charge of the trips and activities about scheduling trips. Their requests and suggestions, however, have been brushed off.
So how did you get the idea to write this story?
Actually, this was a very last minute story because when we get together for the meetings for the newspaper club, we do it like on Thursdays after school. On Monday night, I was thinking about it of how like we didn't have like trips and all that. My friends were like complaining about it. And so it was just like in the back of my mind. And so I decided like to actually write a story on Tuesday night of how it was happening and all of that. So I did that like got me back from school in the train. So I started like sending emails to my friends, like asking like how they felt about it and use that for it. Yeah.
Wow. So you got the idea and then wrote the piece the very next day?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then
It was very last minute.
wow. I'm so impressed by your work ethic and how you're able to pull that together. In the article, you share quotes from several of your classmates. What were
Yes.
some of the things that they told you?
Well, one of my friends said, his name is Javier Lopez. He said, senior year is supposed to be the most exciting year to make memories with your classmates, but the school has not made it like that whatsoever. The students have a lack of motivation and the school spirit. We as seniors don't know our senior plans like trips, graduation, or prom. They, meaning the administration, are not acting and acknowledging us. Our guardians also need answers now before it's too late.
And so, is this something that you and your classmates have been talking about amongst yourselves for a while?
Yes, we actually talk like we had like mentioned it to the teachers and like the school counselor, but it wasn't like something official that we like actually went up to them with. And it's something that started last year, but nobody like really pay attention to us. So I decided like to use my resource and it worked.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
get to that in a minute. Before you actually put out the article, how did you imagine that it would be received?
Um, I knew it was gonna be like very welcoming and very supportive because it's something that I talk to my friends about and they were like, yes, you should do it and I'm here like to support and all of that and they went to read it and everything. So I was a little scared about what my teacher was gonna say because I didn't like consult to her of anything. It was very last minute, like I told you. So, but she actually took it like very well.
Yeah, and when you say your teacher, are you talking about your journalism advisor or a different teacher?
Yes.
Got it.
Mhm.
So what happened after the article was published?
What happened? Well, it I print out the article and took it to the dean and the principal, and then it was like during the weekend I got a email from my principal apologizing and scheduling a meeting with me and my friends like to talk about it.
Wow. Wow. So
Yeah.
you printed it out and you went and just took it to the office?
Yes.
How did you feel when you were like walking to the office, the papers in
I
your
was so
hands?
excited.
You were
Yeah.
excited?
Yes, I
Yeah.
was so
Oh my gosh. I
excited.
feel like my heart would have been pounding. Wow. So do you remember the moment that you got the email in your inbox from the principal
Yes,
that
I
weekend?
remember. I was so excited. I'm like, wait, hold on, did I read that right? And I went like to tell my mom.
Oh my
She was so
gosh.
happy. Yeah.
That's so cool. So then you got this email over the weekend and then you met with them next week.
Yes. On Monday, I met with them.
So they apologized in the email, but what did they actually say in the meeting? Like, how did that meeting go?
Well, he said he's sorry about it and he like didn't know what was happening and it is his responsibility as the principal. And he said like what are some ideas that we have for the trip? And we told him like the ideas that we had. And he said we could do like monthly trips from that time on.
So have you had a trip thus far?
Yes, we had our first trip on November 30th. We went to the movie.
Oh, okay. What movie did you
Yeah,
see?
and the menu.
Oh, is that supposed to be kind of scary?
It is a little bit scary. It's not like scary, scary. It's more like psychological kind of thing.
Got it.
Yeah,
Wow. And how was it? How was the trip?
it was really good. We had like a lot of fun. It was raining that day, but we had a lot of fun.
Are there any other upcoming field trips planned?
Yes, for December, we have another one for the 23rd. It's not a trip, but it's like an activity that we're gonna do as seniors, like to end off the year with.
What is that?
It's more like a holiday. Wonderland thing, just like to spend time together with seniors.
Well, how do you feel about the impact of this article?
I'm actually so excited because I was thinking if I didn't do that, would we actually get to go to trips?
Well, zooming out a little bit, can you talk about how your experience on your school's newspaper has been on the whole?
Yes, we have a lot more students now wanting to join, and they all seem like to have ideas. And because last year we didn't like really have a lot of students that were committed to it, but this year I see like how they come up with ideas and they attend the meetings that we plan. So I'm really excited about that.
And how do you think it's impacted you so far?
It has impacted me. Well, I like writing, so it helps me with my writing because I always got a lot to say, but I don't really say it, so I write it.
If I remember correctly, you started writing for your newspaper during the pandemic.
Yes.
Why were you inspired to begin during that time, do you think?
Well, during that time, I did like everything that I could, and I was bored. I really had nothing else to do, so I'm like, might as well do this. I like writing either way, so it could be helpful in some ways, and I started and I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it really seems like you fell in love with it. So are you surprised at all by the fact that around 3/4 of New York City high schools don't have newspapers?
I am a bit surprised because I feel like writing should be like something fundamental that every school should have. Yeah.
Obviously, you write in your English class, but what do you feel is different about writing for the newspaper?
It's very different because in like in the English class we write however we want, right? Obviously when you have like an essay and stuff like that, you have like a structure. But when you have an article, you gotta like do your research, fact check everything, and make sure you're using the right tone for it and all of that.
Well, what would you say is the importance of having journalism opportunities available to young people?
I would say that it's very important because it's something that can help you in the long term, especially like if someone wants to pursue something like in the career, in the communications career. So it can be like really helpful for your writing. Yeah.
Well, besides your school's newspaper lead news, I know you've been involved in an organization called Press Pass NYC, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that organization and what you've done with them?
Um, for this organization, I started during the summer. This summer, actually, my teacher like just kind of told me, okay, there's a writing program for journalism, and I think you should join it. You will really like it. And I joined it with another classmate, and it's really fun because you get to learn a lot too. It's it's literally they would teach you how to interview people, how to ask proper questions, and to how to get like response and all of that.
How did it feel to be meeting different newspaper editors, students from around the city?
It felt really nice because you get to know like a lot of people and you can like keep in contact with them. They're very supportive and helpful.
That's really good to hear.
Yeah.
You're also an intern for the Miseducation podcast.
Yes.
How do you feel about branching out into the audio medium?
I'm so excited because well, like I said before, it connects with writing, but now I can actually say the things, not just like think about it or write it. And it feels like I have a voice with the audio journalism. Yeah.
Is there anything you're looking forward to in the rest of the school year, like journalism related or otherwise?
Yes, I want to get to the part of recording and editing.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like that would be really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. Well, that kind of is the end of the questions, but thank you so much.
No, thank you.
The Bell is currently working with partners across the city to address the youth journalism gap. Please reach out if you'd like to get involved. You can DM us or email info@bellvoices.org.
Miseducation is a production of The Bell. You can learn more about us at bellvoices.org. And if you're not doing so already, follow @MiseducationPod on social media.
Our work is made possible in part by the Summerfield Foundation, the Pinkerton Foundation, and FJC.
Today's episode was reported and produced by Mira Gordon with help from Taylor McGraw. Music from Boot Out Sessions and Lenz Lewis. I'm your host, Sabrina Duquesne. See you next week.